Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Georgia and today I'm testing out some new in makeup. Some of these products have been around for a little while and others are kind of new out and I bought them. It took a while for them to either ship to me, not that long, maybe like a week or less, and I've also had work so I kind of haven't really filmed anything. But today I'm testing out these new in products and I'm just letting you know what I think of them. I have a variation of different things. I've got some stuff from Iconic London, Revolution, Collection, Colourpop, probably something, and even Vaseline as well. So keep on watching if you want to see what I got in new and let me know what else I should try or if there's any other formulas or new products that I should be trying from like drugstore brands and everything as well. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go in with today is this Iconic London Sheer Bronze. This is in the shade Beach Vibes. I think this is the lightest shade they do. They have maybe like 5 or 6 different shades. And what really attracted me to this is that it is like a liquid bronzer. So they have like their cream blushes, so it's like a liquid blush. It's in a tube like this, and they have a few different colours of the blushes, which I haven't really got around to trying just yet. But this is it, but in a bronze shade. So I just kind of thought this might be more blendable or like movable on the skin compared to if it's a cream and it's too dark or it's too heavy, especially with having pale skin. It's quite hard to move around and blend, so I was thinking this might be a lot easier to work with. So I'm just going to take a bit of this. I think I'm just going to apply it straight to my face. I don't know, that's enough, too much. I did try this out the other day and I actually did really like it then, so I want to give it a bit of a go now. I do have a matte foundation on under this one today though, whereas the other day it was more of the, I don't know, normal, you know? I'm actually going with my beauty blender for this side to start off with. And as you can see, like already, like I did put quite a bit on my face, but already it's not that dark of a bronzer. And where it is lighter, I can kind of build it up a bit more, which is good because the amount of times I try to find bronzers and they end up being way too dark for me. I also don't know maybe if using the sponge is like soaking up the product too much, but I'll try it with a brush in a minute. And even just tapping it over my fingers here, it isn't too much of a dark shade or really that noticeable or anything. It blends out quite nicely and everything like that as well. So it just gives a nice sort of subtle glow. Now Serum Blush works quite nicely with their blushes as well. I think it's really nice. I think I would prefer if it was slightly more pigmented, but it might just make it harder to work with. But it is just a really pretty shade. Like I said, it's not that pigmented, so you can kind of build it up. And it's good because you don't put too much on to start off with and then it's suddenly crazy to try and blend. And it is where it's sheer enough. It is very nice to kind of put on without any makeup at all. So if I had no base like makeup on, I could still go and put a bit of this on top of my natural skin and it wouldn't look too odd or different. It would just help me with a bit more of a bronzy glow and it look a lot more natural. Okay, so the next product I'm going to be using, it's not necessarily new in product, it's been around for a while now, but it is a new formulation from Colourpop, and this is the Serum Blush. So this, again, is kind of similar, I guess, to the bronzer there, but it's more of a serum formula, and I did find this one was kind of tacky on my cheeks afterwards. I have used this before, but I'm gonna go and put a bit on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna take a bit like this, and just apply it to my cheeks. This one is in the shade Psst, and it is really pretty.
Okay, so I've only just realised there's this in editing, but what is that on my face? What does it look like that? I don't know if that's the bronzer or whether it's a mix between the bronzer and my foundation, because my foundation was slightly too dark for me in the one I was using. But I did not notice that at all when I was actually doing my makeup. I didn't see it throughout the rest of the day, so I really did not know what was going on. So yeah, just ignore that. Just ignore that. Thanks.
And it is sort of like wet looking. It's taken to see how it does dry down, but I just kind of put powder on my face a lot of the time, so I don't really see the point of having like a sticky, really glowy looking liquid blush and then me putting a powder over the top of it, and then it doesn't always work so well over the top of powder. So I tend to like to get colour from cream blush. Again, this is a really pretty shade. It's so much easier to use a brush and then go in like this compared to putting it straight on your face or even with a beauty blender. I don't think you get much like colour payoff with that. But it just stays slightly tacky on my skin, and it does have a nice sort of like reflective wet look to it, but I prefer to powder my skin a lot of the time, and I feel like it's pointless me putting this on if I'm going to be putting a powder over the top of it. and all of that, you know. So I tend to just use a cream blush for the colour, and then I'll put powder over all of my face and then go in and put like either a powder blush with some sort of shimmer pigment in it, or like a glistening sort of look to it, or like just a highlighter and stuff on top. But otherwise, this Serum Blush wasn't my favourite formula to work with. I've got one of their blush sticks recently and I really like that. So I think I'll kind of stick to using that more than this one. Okay, so another new makeup product I'm trying today. This is the Revolution Pro Ultimate Brow Gel. Now, I was really intrigued by this because I'll show you the actual applicator on it. So in the box, this one is soft brown, and in the box you get the gel, and then you get a brush with like the spoolie on the end, and then the eyebrow sort of brush on this end. And this really like caught my attention because the end of the gel here is almost like a lipstick applicator, like a doe foot applicator, and you kind of go in and put that on your eyebrow very lightly where you want it to be, and then you use this to shape your eyebrow, and then this one to like brush it through again after. I just thought it was a really different way, because normally if you have any brow products, it was going to be a cream like this, it'd probably have this sort of brush on the end of it, which again, you don't usually get many products like that either. But yeah, I just thought I'd give it a go. This just say that 95% of people say that their brows look thicker and fuller, 87% said it's quick to apply, and 87% said it's fast dry in under 2 minutes. And it's meant to be waterproof, smudge proof, sweat proof, no flaking, no stiffness, even coverage, and easy removal. It also says it lasts up to 3 days, which I don't know why you'd want your eyebrows on for 3 days and how you would wash the rest of your face without taking your eyebrows off, but that's a completely different thing. Yeah, let's just go ahead and put some of this on then. I'm going to work quite quickly with it because it does say it dries under 2 minutes. But I'm just going to go and using like the flat side of the doe foot, just kind of apply it to the very middle of my eyebrow first. And then I'm just going to take the end so it's pointed and flat, and then put a little bit on at the thinner end here. I'm going to take the brush. Quite an intense looking brow. So I'm going to try and just brush it through slightly. It is very intense looking. So this is a soft brown one as well. It does look quite dark. I kind of went for the soft brown. Maybe there isn't a lighter one in this. I can't remember the shades it comes in. I don't think there's many shades. But yeah, let's just do the other eyebrow because it might actually look more normal once I've done the rest of my makeup and everything. And it's not like I don't put dark, thick browns on it anyway. But this is just a bit extreme for it being a brow gel. Okay, so the next new in product I've got is this Malibu Waves eyeshadow palette from Collection. They have done a few eyeshadow palettes. There's a few different like shade names and stuff, but to me the other ones all look very similar. There's a lot of brown nudes, and then everyone would kind of have like a warm tone like red or orange in there, or I think someone had like a yellowy green color or something in there. But this one was the one that stood out most to me because it looked most different, and it's kind of different to other eyeshadow palettes that I've got already. This one has 4 mattes and then 4 shimmers along the bottom, each kind of in like corresponding shades. So I'm just gonna have a go with this one and see what it's like. I don't think I've used a Collection eyeshadow before. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I've used one, or I haven't used one in quite a while. So I wanted to give this one a go because it looked pretty cute, and it was a really good price as well. These are really cheap, the Collection cosmetics. They are really nice, like budget friendly and everything. And quite a lot of their products actually are very good too. You just kind of need to find which ones work for you or which ones people recommend. But yeah, I'm going to have a go with this one today. So the first shade I'm going to go into is this lighter purple here. I think it's called Happy Hour. And then I'm just going to apply that all over the lid. Okay, so it didn't take too long to build that colour up, and it is a pastel colour, and it does look pretty similar to what it actually is in the pan there. So it's quite good for that, for being a pastel colour and it being able to build up quite easily, and it looks very true to colour to what is in the pan as well. But then next, I'm just going to go into this matte purple shade next to it. I think it's a Lagoon. And then I'm just going to take this on the outer corner of my eye here. And then I'm just going to take a little bit in the inner corner of my eye as well to draw a little bit of a halo eye. And I think I might just go with those shimmers like in the middle. But this purple shade is applying really nicely too. And there's not too much fallout. I said that probably all over my face in a minute. There's not too much fallout from these shades either, which again is quite good. And then I'm just going to take my finger and go into this shade here. This is the lighter shade. It does look like it's going to be a really pretty, it feels quite powdery though actually, it didn't actually come off, but it looks like it's going to be a really pretty shade. Do you know how much it's like coming off there? Anyway, I'm just going to place this in the centre of my eye where I haven't got any of that darker eyeshadow. No, that's quite disappointing. There's really nothing there. But I know it was a lighter shade anyway, but it looks quite nude pink in the pan there, and it's not really come across any sort of colour on my eye. It looks very similar to what I have got here when I haven't even got any eyeshadow on yet. So I'm just going to give this a go. It might not work, but I'm just going to spray my brush with a bit of setting spray. And then just go into it here. You can see that shimmer in it more now. And again, maybe the colour just isn't meant to be that much of a colour, or maybe most of it is meant to be just like a shimmer topper type thing. But otherwise it's not really the best. But there really is a like consistency between these. Like this one's going exactly the same, so when I put my finger in it, it's going quite powdery and like loose and like breaking off. Whereas this one, I'm pushing so hard on that. And the colour is coming off, but it's not peeling up or anything. And then this one's harder again as well, slightly, but you get a lot more colour payoff for that. So there is a difference between them. You'd think with this one, it's almost like it's wanting to be creamy, but it's a shadow and it's just breaking apart, it's feeling quite powdery. Like the consistency, the way that's picked up. Whereas normally you'd get some shimmers and it'd do that and it'd be like smooth and it'd move around a lot on there, but it's not really getting to that point where you're actually going to get anything coming from that and then going onto your eyes. So next product I do have is some XX Revolution. I haven't tried anything for them yet. Obviously I've tried the Revolution, Makeup Obsession, Revolution Pro and stuff like that, but I haven't tried XX Revolution. This is the first thing I'm trying, guys. This is the Cloud Highlighter. It's a cream shimmer and this is in the shade Bubble. And I saw this at the same time that I went to buy this off their website. I knew I wanted to get some new in bits and I thought I'd give this a go. They've also got I think it's like a cheek and lip tint type thing, but I already knew that I've got too many blushes anyway, so I thought I'd go for this. This is what it looks like. And then it's a cream shimmer there. They did have another one which was a bit more of like a nude creamy shade, while this is very white. I thought this was going to be very much just a cream highlighter, so where you can see like this light reflection off my cheek, I thought it was going to be very much like that, but there is a lot of shimmer in here, which again, it does say cream shimmer on the packaging, so maybe I should have looked into it a bit more, but it is very shimmery. So I'm going to take a bit of this. It does feel very smooth, and I'm just going to go and put it onto, well, I mean, it is intense and it is a lot more of like a shimmer rather than just a normal highlighter. And it looks nice here at the moment with the light reflection off of it, and it looks, but it still looks nice close up as well, to be fair, but it's just a different look up close. So you can see how much shimmer and like actual glitter is on my face. Like it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is a cream shimmer rather than a highlighter, which again, it does say on the packaging and it does say what it's advertised, but just, I thought it's gonna be a highlighter. Just a highlighter, you know? I might just take a bit of this and dab it in the center of my eye, because this wasn't glittery enough for me. It does look very pretty in the eye, so I might like save it for using it for that if I wanted to use any like toppers or anything. I think it'll look really pretty, and it does look really nice with this purple colour I've got as well. It's just a bit too much for me on the cheeks. Okay, so my final product that I'm trying for today is this Vaseline Prime and Shine. It's like a lip balm and a lip gloss. This is New Caring Colour Dual Benefit, and this is in the shade Warm Nude. This probably isn't new, like new, but this is the first time I've kind of seen it, or I've seen a few different Vaseline products, and it's always interesting to try something from a brand which is different to the first thing they're very known for. So Vaseline, obviously just the normal Vaseline, so it's interesting when they branch out into different things and just to give it a go. Anyway, yes, I'm just going to get into this. Okay, so step 1 is prime, which is this end. It's so cute, look at it. And I guess you just use it like a normal lip balm. Okay, then once you're done with that, you go into this end, which is like a doe foot applicator, and just put the colour on top. It's a really pretty shade. For me, this end smelled like quite citrusy, almost like orange or apricot topping. And then this end, it smells like it's meant to be fruity, but to me it smells like nail varnish or nail varnish remover. It's meant to be almost like fruity or bubblegummy, but it smells quite chemically. And then it is quite sheer, but there is actually a lot of colour there compared to what I thought it was going to be. Because really this end's just a balm and then this end's just a lip gloss. So you just put the lip balm on before you put your lip gloss on, which is something you could do with 2 normal products anyway, but obviously they put this together easier for you. So it's a nice idea and everything. And I can't actually smell anything too much on my lips now when it's on my lips, so it doesn't really affect me too much, that smell. But yeah, it's a really pretty shade. It looks nice and glossy. It's not tacky or anything either. It's almost if you did just have a lip balm on. Yes, this is the finished look. What was my favourite product today? I think it might have been like the sheer bronze. Even though you don't get too much colour from it, I think it's enough to just really make me glow a little bit more. And like I said, I probably can wear it without putting any base makeup on, so it will look a lot more natural and a lot more glowy that way. And it's not really too highlighty or anything either, it just has a nice sort of warming sort of glow. My least favourite product is probably... I don't know how to think about it. I think it might actually be the eyeshadow palette. I was either the eyeshadow palette or this shimmer, but I feel like this is not my favourite because it isn't what I thought it was. It is very glittery, but otherwise it is a nice product. It went on nicely. It does do its job. It is a shimmer, which it says on the packaging. It hasn't taken up any of my other makeup I've got on my face. It went nicely on my eyeshadow. It hasn't taken any of that off. And it is a nice formula. So I'd say it does do its job. So I'm not that mad at it. It's just something slightly different to what I thought it was going to be. But with the eyeshadows, like I said, I like the top 2 that I used, the mattes. But the other shimmers just weren't that impressive. And they're just really inconsistent in formula. So for me, this is going to not be my absolute favourite today. Whereas everything else I quite enjoyed. It was nice to play around with, and it's nice to try out new things or just see what new brands are bringing out, new different things and stuff like that as well, because I tend to stick to a lot of the same thing or a lot of the same brands as well. But yeah, that's it. That's what I had to use today. Like I said, not everything was completely new in. It's some stuff that I've seen new in the last few weeks, the last few months, and I haven't really either got around to buying it, or like if I've bought anything from Colourpop, it takes a while to get over to the UK. Yeah, anyway, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you like this video by giving it a thumbs up down below, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!
And it is really pretty.